In the vast, silent darkness of the Pacific Ocean, a new kind of war was being waged, not with thunderous naval guns or massive amphibious assaults, but in whispers and shadows. This was the secret war, fought by ghost fleets that slipped through enemy lines, invisible to the vast surveillance network of the Japanese Empire. These were America's shadow carriers, the unsung heroes of a clandestine naval strategy that aimed to strike where the enemy least expected it. The early years of the Pacific War had been a brutal lesson for the Allied forces. The Japanese Navy, with its powerful carriers and experienced pilots, seemed unstoppable. Pearl Harbor, the Coral Sea, the fall of the Philippines, each engagement underscored the vulnerability of conventional naval power. The U.S. Navy knew it couldn't win a straightforward slugging match, not yet. They needed an edge, a way to bypass Japan's formidable radar picket lines and sophisticated reconnaissance patrols that guarded the approaches to their island strongholds. The strategic stakes were immense. If the U.S. couldn't project power deep into Japanese-held territory, the war could drag on for years, costing millions of lives. The answer wasn't just to build more ships, but to build smarter, stealthier ones. From this strategic necessity, a bold and experimental idea was born: the Stealth Task Force. The concept was radical. Instead of large, easily detectable carrier battle groups, the Navy began to experiment with smaller, faster, and more elusive assets. At the heart of this strategy were the Independence-class light carriers. These were not the behemoth fleet carriers like the Essex or Yorktown. They were built on converted light cruiser hulls, making them smaller, faster, and with a much lower profile. Vessels like the USS Independence and the USS Botan were never meant to lead a main battle line. Their purpose was deception and surgical strikes. They could dash into enemy waters under the cover of darkness or bad weather, launch a surprise attack, and vanish before the Japanese could even mount a response. Alongside these were the even more numerous escort carriers, disparagingly nicknamed Jeep carriers or baby flat tops, initially designed to protect convoys from submarines. Their potential for offensive operations was soon realized. Ships like the USS Gambier Bay or the USS Fanshawe Bay, while slow and lightly armored, could be deployed in great numbers. They became the core of hunter-killer groups, operating in concert with destroyers to seek out and destroy enemy submarines. But their true secret value lay in their ability to act as decoys or as platforms for clandestine missions. Imagine a dozen of these small carriers scattered across 1,000 miles of ocean, creating phantom fleets on Japanese radar screens, drawing enemy forces away from the true point of attack. The buildup to these operations was a masterclass in naval intelligence and misdirection. Codebreakers at Station Hypo worked tirelessly to decipher Japanese naval communications, predicting fleet movements and identifying gaps in their patrol patterns. Meanwhile, American submarines would silently chart courses through treacherous, mine-filled waters, reporting back on weather conditions and enemy dispositions. The pilots selected for these missions were a special breed. They were trained extensively in night flying and instrument-only navigation, skills that were still in their infancy. Their aircraft, Grumman, F-6F Hellcats, and TBF Avengers, were modified with experimental radar jamming equipment and stripped of non-essential weight to maximize range and speed. The tension aboard these shadow carriers on the eve of a mission was palpable. For days, the crew would maintain complete radio silence, their world shrinking to the confines of their steel hull. Every creak of the ship, every change in the engine's hum was a source of anxiety. They were alone, hundreds of miles inside enemy territory, with no guarantee of support if they were discovered. Their survival depended on skill, luck, and the unwavering discipline of every sailor and airman on board. Then came the moment of action. Picture the scene just before dawn. On a moonless night in the Philippine Sea, the flight deck of the USS Cowpens is a whirlwind of controlled chaos. Engines roar to life, blue exhaust flames cutting through the pitch-black darkness. Deck crews, mere silhouettes against the churning sea, guide the fully armed aircraft into position. There are no grand speeches, just clipped professional orders and the unspoken trust between men who knew their lives depended on one another. The command comes: launch aircraft. One by one, the planes are catapulted into the abyss. Their navigation lights off, guided only by the dim glow of their instruments and the memory of their briefing. Their target, a key Japanese airfield on a remote island, a vital link in the enemy's supply chain. The flight to the target is a nerve-wracking journey through the unknown. The pilots fly low, just feet above the waves, to stay below Japanese radar coverage. They navigate by dead reckoning, trusting their compasses and their training. As they approach the island, they climb steeply, bursting from the cloud cover like avenging angels. The surprise is total. Japanese anti-aircraft guns are silent, their crews caught, completely unaware. For a few frantic minutes, the American planes own the sky. Bombs rain down on parked aircraft, fuel depots, and the runway itself. The attack is swift, brutal, and devastating. Before the defenders can even scramble their fighters, the American planes are gone, racing back to their carrier, which is already changing course and speeding away from the scene. By the time the sun rises, the shadow carrier is miles away, melting back into the vastness of the Pacific. The Japanese are left with a ruined airfield and the bewildering mystery of an attack that came from nowhere. These missions, repeated time and again across the Pacific, had a cumulative effect that was far greater than the sum of their parts. They sowed confusion and paranoia among the Japanese high command, forcing them to divert precious resources to defend against ghosts. They disrupted supply lines, degraded air power, and chipped away at the morale of an enemy who began to feel that no place was truly safe. The legacy of these shadow fleets is not found in the grand histories of famous naval battles. It lives in the quiet, unheralded success of a strategy that valued cunning over brute force. It's a testament to the innovation and courage of those who fought in the dark. Their names and their deeds largely lost to time. These secret operations proved that in the crucible of war, sometimes the most powerful weapon is the one your enemy never sees coming. The fleets in the shadows helped turn the tide, proving that victory could be won not just with firepower, but with whispers in the dark. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this piece of hidden history as fascinating as I do, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more stories from the forgotten corners of the past. We'll see you next time.